Start recording?
Yes, I have. I have, right? Wait.
Starting it over?
No?
You can edit.
All right. I have started recording. I don't mind. I can leave it in. This is
Okay.
going to be a cool, relaxed podcast. Make sure to have the mic close to your mouth when
Yes,
you're talking.
please.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hi, everyone. This is my personal page, my personal podcast, and this is my mom, Donna Aristide. My mom
Hi, everyone.
who loves me so much and has been supporting me so much all this time. And I just wanted to, on this trip, I got a trip back to Barbados for 1 month. I wanted to make sure that I got at least one video of, talking to my mom, something I could go and look back at sometimes. And just also to show you guys who my mom is. So, yeah, we're going to have a nice casual chat here today.
My darling son. Yes, please.
Yes, mom. So, I guess my first question, and we could probably exchange questions. So I do a question, you do a question.
Yes, please. Certainly.
So my first question is, what was it like the first time you knew I was going to go to China?
Oh, man.
Close it.
Well, the first time I knew you were considering going to China, or at least it was part of your program at UE, it was very heart-wrenching. I was like, my son is not going to the Caribbean. My son is not going to the States or England. My son is going all the way to China. It was really scary for me, and I was really not looking forward to it.
Right.
In addition, that was initially around the COVID time, and I definitely did not want you to go.
Right.
But you were persistent.
I was. It had to happen. And to me, it was so sad when COVID happened, because it was like months before we were going to like, zoom off and go to China. And it happened. And then it was like, okay, you're going to have your classes online. And, people were saying, don't worry, COVID's going to be gone in 2 months. You still get to go. 3 months, you still get to go.
I remember.
Never
Yes.
happened. Graduated and all in Barbados and still didn't get to go to China. Hey, how did you feel about that, though?
Oh, man, my son was in Barbados.
Fair. And then after that, I worked a bit and then eventually got the master's now. The master's notification that I would get to go now to do my master's
Yes.
in the number one university in China, Tsinghua University.
Yes.
And it was getting really serious, all the forms were going out. I was getting my medical stuff, got a ticket and everything. How did you feel then?
Oh, man. Well, I knew that was it. My son was off to China. He was determined, having learned Mandarin and so on, he was determined not to waste all of that effort and so on. And it was like, Donna, you just have to back your son at this point. Pray for him and give him all the guidance necessary, but support him because he was destined for China, it looks like. And I am sure, like all of his other endeavors, I was committed to just being behind him, and I knew it was going to be a success in any case.
Thank you.
Yes.
And at the same time, I think Nathan was also leaving, right?
Oh, man.
Boy.
Yes, it was not just one son. It was 2 sons. Both of my boys, my young men, were leaving me at the same time.
Yeah.
That was not easy. Believe you me, that was not easy.
Yeah.
I had to fight to hold back the tears, or did I?
Yeah, she tried,
Did I?
All right, so we got past this heart-wrenching experience. I'm in China now, actually studying, and you're seeing some of my videos we have in our calls and stuff. How did you feel then?
Well, then I began to feel a lot more comfortable, because then it was clear that you were settled in, you were comfortable, and things seemed to have been going pretty good for you. In addition, your roommate, you had a fantastic roommate.
Will, shout out to Will,
Oh,
bro.
man.
He is the best roommate. I'll tell you why in a minute. He's so good.
Listen, that made me feel so much more comfortable to know that you had such a wonderful roommate. Because there are many horror stories relative
True.
to roommates that I heard, that I've been hearing, and so on. So that was definitely a consolation.
Yeah.
Fantastic roommate.
Bro, Will was such a good roommate. Oh my
Oh,
days.
man.
There was this one time I was sick, right? Like really sick, like bedridden sick. And I tell this story like all the time.
Yeah.
It was so bad that I was like vomiting. And best believe in the middle of the night, if I wake up to vomit, I'm on this bed here, he's on a bed over there. The time it takes me to get up and do so to vomit, bro already got the garbage can right by my
Oh.
mouth and I'm vomiting in the bin instead. top tier roommate. Put me on the back of
Brother.
his bike. Exactly, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Put me back of his bike to take me to the hospital. Everything.
Wow.
He's a
Wow.
bro for life.
Will, I would never ever forget you. You are simply a brother to Josh, brother from another mother.
For sure.
Love you, Will. Love you so
Yeah.
much. Love you.
Amazing guy for sure. Thanks.
Thank you,
Thanks. Cool. So then, all right.
Mhm.
So we have all these, it's 2 years of my masters now. We have some calls sometimes, send like the hearts and stuff
Oh, that was
often.
fantastic.
It was great, right?
Thank God for social media and
For
the
real.
ability to call video, to do a video chat.
Yeah.
Oh, that helped tremendously.
And then we came to another big milestone. It's time for graduation.
Oh man.
Tell me what was going on through your head at this time.
Oh man, his mom is not very keen on traveling. I do not like traveling that much, not by airplane anyhow. Never been to England. I put it off forever. I was like 8 hours in the air. That will not be me. No. So in order to get to China, though, we decided we were going through England, so I had to do this trip. And so coming up to the trip and so on, I was getting so anxious and so on. I was like, I'm not sure if I can do this, but I have to. So it was difficult for me. The preparation process was very, very difficult. I was like, and then after 8 hours to England, 11
11
to
hours.
China.
Oh no.
Josh, I really want to do this for you, but I am not sure. I
Mhm.
am not sure I can. It was difficult. But then by the time the date come to travel and so on, tickets already bought and so on, the flight was seamless.
Mm.
8 wonderful hours to England via Virgin. Fantastic. And then the trip to China was just as seamless. Just as seamless. So I was like, oh my Donna, why were you stressing yourself like this? It was so unnecessary. Not to mention the trip to Beijing. The actual time spent in Beijing was fantastic.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed.
Good. Okay, cool. So then in the time that you were in China, I'm glad that you made it, by the way. I was really happy. So happy to have my mom there. Oh my
Had
gosh.
Had to.
So then in the time that you were in Beijing, China, like what was the thing that made you the happiest, or the thing that you enjoyed the most? You
Wow.
can think about this one.
Certainly. Well, let me say it. Seeing my son after 2 long years. No,
True.
that was it. That was the icing on the cake. Like seeing you at the airport. That was awesome. But then knowing that my son could speak Mandarin fluently. So I had an interpreter.
Mm.
Because then I knew two things in Chinese. Ni hao
Mm-hmm.
and xie xie.
You did a good job though.
Ah.
Good job. Yeah.
So
You can
I
put in the
was
comments how
like-
good she did just now. That was good. Uh-huh.
That's all I know. So like when I get there, we're going to be depending on Josh totally to be our interpreter, both at the hotel and whatever, to get something to eat, whatever. We'll be relying on Josh totally. And he did a fantastic job. What would we have done without him? Yes.
you.
And then the persons at the hotel and the restaurants, they were very good. They were quick to take out their phones, to use the app to translate and so on. So that helped tremendously.
Yeah. That was good. And I also had, again, Will also helped out at this
Oh,
time too.
yes,
Will and
Will.
some of my other friends helped out quite a bit in this
For
time.
sure, transportation,
Yeah.
and then being there for us and so on.
Yeah, and helping buy food at the
A-class.
canteens and this kind of
A-class.
stuff. Amazing.
A-class.
I'm
A-class.
blessed with the best friends for sure.
You are. You certainly are.
All right. So now it's time to go back. And I had to go back with you, yeah? Yo, we were actually trying to
Indeed.
discuss this, like if I would come back now or if I would come back later. But Mom was like, nah, you're coming back with us.
Indeed.
Same plane, everything. So,
Indeed. And that was great. That was great to have you come back with us and someone come back home for a little bit, even though it was not, a very long time, 3 weeks or so it was.
Yeah, it was
I think
about
it
3
was.
weeks,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it was still awesome having you home
Mm-hmm.
for that period back in Barbados. That was great.
all right. So then I came back here, enjoyed time, went back. And now I'm back here for this month. And in a few days, today's Sunday, in 3 days I have to go. So first, how was it having me back here again for this month? And then the next question would then be, how is it if you're now knowing that, I'm about to go again?
It's always great to have you home, son. Missing you for all the period, even though we can talk on social media and whatever, it's not the same because, like, every day I can actually hug you.
Right.
And so on, while I was just waiting for this, the
Ah.
hearts and and so on, we can actually hold my son and so on for the time he's here. I just enjoyed that period and so on. Thank God for that. And though the circumstances were not ideal for your being here
Right.
this time around, it was still fantastic having you home,
Mm-hmm.
and God is good. I thank God for the period of you being here, the month, and so on. And it's going to be heart wrenching to see you go, Joshua.
It's gonna be heart
You
wrenching to leave
know,
too. Yeah.
I love you so, but I know you have to pursue your dreams.
Yes, please.
And as you were successful with the masters, I'm sure that there will be no difference in this pursuit. And I'm just here to back you,
Thank you.
support you from over here in Barbados, and thank God that you also have wonderful friends in the city that you're in
True. Yes.
right
yes.
now, though not Beijing. You have just as wonderful friends where you are, and that I must be thankful to God for.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Yeah, the friends here, I have Bara from Iraq. He's really cool. Super
Mhm.
nice guy for sure. He was there for me like when I got the news and everything. He was really nice.
Oh yes. Oh,
And my
yes.
other friend Ella, she's also really nice too. She was also there for me
Mhm.
around the time when I got the news. And they're still checking on me. Like Bara
Fantastic
sent me like a
friends.
message 2 days ago. Ella sent me a message today. They're really good friends for sure.
Fantastic friends.
All right. So now that it's time to go, do you have any maybe thing you want to say, or maybe something you want to do in the next few days, or something that you want to? Yeah.
Well, I am definitely going to capitalize on these last few days, hours, and so on, and make sure that we spend as much time together as we have been for the month. But I'm definitely going to make sure that we have lots of quality time together, because it's going to be like maybe another year.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, let's not think about it. Okay, so
Yes.
let's think about something else. What kind of advice then would you give to parents whose children want to go overseas to study?
Well, initially, it's going to be heart wrenching, because having your son, your daughter, or whatever home all the time, and so on, to have them go away from you for such an extended period and so on, it's not easy. Yeah, but we have to ensure that we just back our children and ensure that we push them to pursue their dreams, because ultimately that is what we've raised them for, not only for studying and so on, but to go ahead and live their lives, to get married, and to pursue their dreams in every way. So that is what we're here to do. And once we've raised responsible children and did our part in terms of laying that foundation, we have nothing to worry about, because God will do the rest.
Nice.
For sure.
So then, okay, this is good advice, guys. Take notes. So then the next one now is, in terms of how would they cope, because okay, they want to support their son or daughter, or maybe it's a brother or sister, depending on who's listening. What things did you do to help you cope with the fact that they are overseas, and maybe you don't know exactly when you're going to see them again, these kind of things?
Well, my sons, I've always committed my children to God and say, God, you've loaned them to me, you've given them to me, but they're yours, to protect, they're yours to guide, and so on. And there were moments where Josh would have told me he's taking a trip from China to other places, and I was like, oh, Lord, I just need you to protect him, to go with him, and to be with him. And all in all, it's putting my confidence in God, putting your confidence in God, knowing that, he is always there. So even when we are far away, God is always close by, to guide, to protect, and so on. And that has been my comfort.
Nice.
That has been my comfort. And then, even though sometimes if I don't hear Josh on the phone or whatever, when I see a social media, when I see a YouTube video come out, I say, yeah, that's what he's doing. He's fine. He's fine. So that is also a consolation, seeing that new YouTube video come out or whatever, IG post or whatever. I know my son is good,
Okay.
busy, and good.
All right. Well, I think that's it for my questions. Do you have any questions for me before we close?
All right, Joshua. Having not traveled on your own before, it took a certain amount of courage to do so. How did you do it? How did you prepare yourself for China?
That's a good question. To tell the truth, I was so excited. I had been like pining for China for years because we knew we were supposed to go to China. We knew about it since 2019,
Okay.
and I finally got to go to China in 2023. Learning Chinese all this time, seeing other people over there, watching videos, watching Chinese dramas, and just seeing that. So I was just so filled with excitement. There was no room for fear.
Oh man. Wow.
Yeah, no
Wow.
room at all.
I totally understand. All right. So now that you're in China, you're pursuing your endeavor, etc. Was there ever a moment where you say, you know what, I am not sure that I can complete this surmountable task? I just feel like packing up and going back to Barbados. Was there ever a moment where you felt that?
Hmm. I can't say there was. Again, for the first year in China, so I was so excited. I think that studying was like secondary. The primary
Mm.
thing was just understanding and enjoying everything new, all these big things, all the technology, new friends, everything in China,
Oh,
all the new
wow.
clubs, the all the different canteens, everything was really cool. The
Wow.
second year, I was a little bit enjoying, but mainly more an internship and thesis. Now I need to graduate. The reason I came here, right, graduating.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But however, now that I'm doing the PhD, I have thought about it. I have thought about it
Mm.
during PhD
It's a
because
lot more work.
yeah, and the thing is, at PhD, like I have a master's now.
Right.
So if I wanted to just go and work and make money, I could be fine.
There are
Right.
options.
Yeah.
There
There
are
are more
options.
options now. So now there are
Right.
more options. It does cross my mind. I have to admit, it does cross my mind. But we're almost a year in now, so I think I'm just gonna pull up my socks and get this thing done.
Oh, well, if you so decide, just tell me when to purchase the ticket, and
Mom is always ready to bring me back. Always ready. uh-huh.
don't mind, I'm here to back you.
Thank
Whatever
you.
decision
What is it
you
I
make,
make? Yeah.
you've got my backing, yeah?
Yes, please.
Um, having been there 2 years, completed the master's, graduated, etc., you've now returned, and so on and so on. Can you give us, let's say, 2, 3 things that makes China the fit for Joshua?
Well, I would say the number one thing is that I've learned a certain amount of Chinese. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think this is probably the most obvious thing. And the second thing is
Mm-hmm.
that I'm doing my PhD in data science and information technology, which is
Certainly.
like AI and stuff. And my professor, I can't talk exactly about what we're researching,
Certainly.
but what we're researching on AI and stuff, China is leading. China is definitely leading on this thing. Actually, there's been a stat. I think in 2025 we were the number one university for AI, I think, in the world, and Tsinghua University is the number one university in Asia altogether.
Wow.
So, being in this tech environment being at this university for learning AI is
Mhm.
definitely very good. The
So-
third thing I
mhm.
guess would be that the city I'm in now, Shenzhen, is
Mhm.
one of the tech hubs of the world. Actually, Huaqiangbei, which is a place in Shenzhen,
Okay.
has the widest variety of technology in one place in the world, and the prices are
Nice.
also really good.
Nice.
So I think it's also a really good place for. Another thing that people like laud Shenzhen for is it's a good incubator for entrepreneurs
Awesome.
and
Awesome.
big businesses.
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly, for businesses, all that kind of stuff. So I guess these three things, language, the fact that the university is really good for AI, and
Awesome.
that the area is good for business and technology. I think these are the things that make it good for me.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And as you have informed, the weather is ideal and identical to Barbados. So it can't hurt to have such wonderful weather while you're there.
It's true in Shenzhen.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. So I do wish you all the best in your endeavors.
Thank you so
and I
much,
have no
Mom.
doubt it will be a success.
Yes, please, with your
All
love and
right.
support.
Yes, please. My darling son, it's so awesome seeing you pursue your dreams. It's always a blessing to know that you are out there doing your thing, with the help of the Lord. There are many times that you've made your mom proud, you've made your family proud. And I have no doubt that you are on that same pursuit, and I just want to encourage you
Okay.
to go ahead and do as your heart, prompts you to do, as you are motivated to do, and aim for the sky.
Yes, please.
The sky is the limit. Yeah,
Alright.
and as even with Yui, when you were here, you always said to me, Mom, it's the friends that you allow in your circle that makes the difference. You know, to help
Facts.
give you that push to do and to go ahead and do what you have to do. The big difference is the friends that you have around, and I'm grateful for that. So continue to ensure that you embrace these wonderful friends that you have in your circle, and I'm sure that you will do well. And
Thank
I
you.
love you. I love you.
I
I
love
love you.
you
I love you.
too.
I
I
love
love
you. I
you
love you.
too.
Oh, my darling son. My darling son.
Oh. All
All the
right.
best. And I'm looking forward to coming to China again.
Yes,
I am
yes. You need to come again.
definitely looking
Yeah.
forward to coming to China again. Yep,
All right. All right.
for sure.
Well, should we say bye then? Thank you guys for listening to this conversation with my mom. I hope that you would have enjoyed it or learned something, or if you have children overseas and you got some advice from mom. If you are a student overseas, I hope that you now understand even more how your parents or your siblings may feel while you're
Oh,
overseas.
oh
How
yes.
important it is um, that you contact them and that
Check in every once in a while.
yeah, yeah.
It's important.
How important it is for you to have really good friends. Friends make
Oh
a
yes.
big
Ah,
difference
huge.
overseas. Yeah, yeah. Being in a silo is not the way to go for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. So I hope that you took away something from this podcast, and I hope that you have a great day or night.
Have a wonderful evening.
Bye bye.